Okay, here we are back again. Do you ever think about why kids today act the way they do? The answer is simple. No discipline, not at home, not at school, not in society. If a parent disciplines their child the old-fashioned way, spanking, the child or society charges them with child abuse. The people that do this don't know what child abuse is. I know what child abuse is. I lived through it. It has affected every aspect of my life. It almost destroyed me. As it is, I don't know if I can really be rational about this subject. Mental abuse has further-reaching consequences than physical abuse. But a child has to have discipline. You can have discipline without abuse. A good hard whipping is not abuse. I've had the law called on me before and accused of abuse. I was told by the police that as long as you do not break the skin, don't break any bones, leave any permanent mark or injury, it's not abuse. It is just firm discipline. I am a firm believer in discipline. Beat your kids, it helps. Without discipline, there is no respect. If a child respects you, they obey you. But never discipline a child without making them aware of what they did wrong and why it is wrong. Too bad most adults don't know right from wrong. They weren't taught by their parents. Most bleeding hearts don't believe in striking a child. Most work in the healthcare profession or are social workers. These people are the responsible parties for the trouble with today's youth. These people should be the very least fired. Flogging would be better. Without discipline, children turn into criminals and delinquents. They have no respect for anything or anyone. Eventually they wind up in the judicial system. Then the courts are more worried about their civil rights than discipline or punishment. Unless it's a drug charge, then it's hang the bastard. They feel that a person that smokes pot is more dangerous than a rapist, murderer, or an armed robber. These people get paroled while the druggie gets life. They must feel that a murderer, rapist, or armed robber can be rehabilitated while the druggie can't. What a bunch of fools. Most drug charges are victimless crimes. What about the victims of the other crimes? The people that were raped or murdered or robbed? Who worries about their civil rights? Did the rapist, murderer, or robber worry about their civil rights when they committed the crime? No, they did not. They never do unless or until it happens to them or someone they care about. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Then they get fined and probation, or they are sent to prison. Then they get to learn to be a better thief or whatever else they want. And what of society? Why, we get to support them. We furnish their medical care and support them for the duration of their stay. Is it fair that we support them? I say no. Prisons should be run the way they were in the 20s and 30s. If you work, you eat. You don't work, you don't eat. There should be no prison walls or cells, just a gun line. Do you know what the gun line is? Well, I'll tell you. The gun line is a line that you do not cross for any reason without permission. If you do, you are shot dead. No exceptions. Don't step across it. Don't fall across it, because you will be shot. All prisons should be self-sufficient, grow or raise their own food, everything they need. All their food, sell enough food or cattle or hogs, whatever, to buy their own clothes. Everyone dresses the same, cut down on internal thievery. No personal TVs, microwaves, or radios. When they go to prison, their civil rights should be suspended, non-existent. Just like they suspended the rights of their victims. I think most people will agree with me on this. The public should not be responsible for their upkeep. We had no part in committing their crimes. They should not be able to sue the prison system for any reason. They couldn't, if they had no rights, quit letting the prisoners run the show and make the rules. Make prisons like that, and that would be a deterrent to crime. Would you want to go to a place like that? I wouldn't. And crime should always have a victim. Most drug-related crimes have victims. Doing drugs shouldn't be a crime. There is no victim. Bring back public floggings in the stocks, and that would be a deterrent to crime. Would people commit a minor offense if they knew that they would be put on display in the town square? I think not, or at least, the very least, it would make them think twice. Major crimes should have but one sentence: execution. When you commit rape, murder, violent armed robberies, or any kind of molestation or abuse to a child, you don't deserve to draw another breath, so execute them on the spot. No appeals allowed. This may seem harsh, but is it any harsher than what they did? No. As a matter of fact, it would be more humane than what they did. Mistakes would be made, but the majority would be justified. The public should not be held accountable for the criminals. They should be the ones held accountable for themselves. That's the problem. No accountability. Well, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is a Hillbilly Philosopher, and y'all have a good evening.